The Battle of Gibeah is a significant event in the Bible that took place in the territory of the tribe of Benjamin. It is recorded in the book of Judges, chapters 19-21, and is a dark and tragic story that highlights the moral decay and violence that plagued the Israelites during the time of the Judges. The story begins with a Levite who had taken a concubine from Bethlehem. The concubine was unfaithful to him, so he decided to leave her and return to his home in the hill country of Ephraim. As they journeyed back, they stopped for the night in the city of Gibeah, which was inhabited by the tribe of Benjamin. While in Gibeah, an old man took them in for the night, but soon the men of the city surrounded the house and demanded that the Levite be brought out to them so they could have sexual relations with him. The Levite refused and instead offered them his concubine to do with as they pleased. They abused her all night, and in the morning she was found dead on the doorstep of the old man's house. When the Levite returned home, he cut up her body into 12 pieces and sent them to all the tribes of Israel as a gruesome message of the evil that had been done in Gibeah. This sparked outrage among the Israelites, and they gathered together to confront the tribe of Benjamin about the atrocity that had taken place in their territory. The other tribes of Israel demanded that the Benjaminites hand over the men of Gibeah who had committed the crime, but the tribe of Benjamin refused. Instead, they rallied their warriors and prepared for battle against the rest of Israel. The Israelites mustered their forces and sought the Lord's guidance on how to deal with the situation. They first asked the tribe of Benjamin to hand over the perpetrators of the crime, but when they were met with defiance, they prepared to make war against them. The initial battles did not go well for the Israelites, as the Benjaminites were fierce warriors and won several engagements against them. However, the Israelites continued to seek the Lord's guidance and eventually devised a plan to defeat the tribe of Benjamin. They set an ambush for the Benjaminites, drawing them away from their city of Gibeah and leading them into a trap. The Israelites pretended to retreat, luring the Benjaminites into a vulnerable position where they could be surrounded and defeated. In the end, the tribe of Benjamin was decisively defeated, losing thousands of warriors in battle. The city of Gibeah was also destroyed, and the Israelites vowed not to allow any of their daughters to marry men from the tribe of Benjamin as punishment for their refusal to hand over the men of Gibeah. The Battle of Gibeah was a dark and violent chapter in the history of Israel, revealing the depths of depravity and sin that the people had fallen into during the time of the Judges. It served as a warning of the consequences of turning away from God and living according to one's own desires. The story of the Battle of Gibeah is a sobering reminder of the need for righteousness and justice in society. It also illustrates the importance of seeking the Lord's guidance in times of conflict and turmoil, trusting in Him to bring about justice and mercy. Today, the Battle of Gibeah stands as a cautionary tale for all who read it, reminding us of the consequences of allowing sin and evil to take root in our lives and communities. It calls us to stand firm in our faith, seek the Lord's guidance, and strive for justice and righteousness in all that we do. In conclusion, the Battle of Gibeah is a powerful and tragic story that highlights the moral decay and violence that plagued the Israelites during the time of the Judges. It serves as a warning to us all to seek the Lord's guidance, stand firm in our faith, and strive for justice and righteousness in a world that is often filled with sin and evil. Please get the conversation starting in the comments. If this story inspires you to let go and let God,